So I'm very impressed with my bed over here because I've been sleeping on it for the past 2 weeks and I haven't filled it up. Lacking a bear because I didn't want to fill it up to see if it can like handle 2 whole ass weeks with me sleeping on it if it was a very, very good mattress for someone over 300 pounds, and it is. Now it's time to blow it up. For its extension cord, but I broke the door off. See, I broke its little nubbies off, so I can't put it back. Should work just fine. Here is legitimately one of my favorite toys. It's a fucking torch. And I'm going to say goodbye to my original EBT card. This card was literally the only thing that helped me out of, I guess, poverty, or living on the streets, like eating out of trash cans. Like, this is the only thing that helped me. If you don't know what an EBT card is, it basically, they put like $193 in food, so I can go buy like, say, water and hamburgers. And then they would put $224 in cash, which I could pull out and buy like vodka. Ow, son of a biscuit. So as you can see from the title of this video, I am suffering an incredible loss of views on my YouTube channel because like it felt like I was like doing something good. Honestly, I have no idea how I was getting like 1,000, 9,000, 20,000 views. I thought it was because I was doing it for so long, and I thought that like as long as you do something for long enough that you get better at it. I don't know what I was doing right, so I can't continue to keep doing the right. But it's like, whatever, you know? It's like the views really don't matter, but it's still like, kind of like exciting. Like when I first reached a video with like 20,000 views, I was like, oh my God, like I'm on my way. Boy's in Los Angeles, boy's doing amazing things. Boy got an amazing truck, boy got his own apartment. Not anymore. I think what mattered was the fact of like these views were equating to money, and it's just like, especially since I work like 16 hours almost every single day, like 6 days out of the week. It's just like it was like that feeling of like maybe I can actually like go professional with like YouTube and like start studying like film books of like how to like use cameras properly and actually have time to like dive deep into YouTube and make that my passion. Was like, it was kind of like closer when I was like finally seeing like you know, the views going up. But it's like lately it's just like, I mean, it didn't just kind of like boop, boop, boop. It just boom. It just went down. And it was just like, it was like, it felt like it was close. So something very, very serious that I have been keeping out of my YouTube life has to do with my brother. And when I told you guys of how I basically like got my car repossessed, going from living in a car to getting it repossessed, I made like a trilogy, like 3 different videos of like explaining, maybe like a year ago or something, on this channel that I'll put in the description below. But I only really told you guys 95% of exactly what happened because I wanted to leave this part out because it had to do with my brother and I didn't want to involve him because of, I don't know why. But what happened was when I went to San Diego, when I was working in San Diego and I lost that job, instead of coming straight to Los Angeles, I went to Barstow because I messaged my brother on Instagram of like, hey man, can I come work for you? Because he sells marijuana. He sells like a lot of weed. And I was basically like kind of the mule. I would basically like run the weed to the customers. We would get the orders, we would weigh it, and then I would go ahead, get my Ford Fusion, and I would run them out to the customer. It got to a point where I was on the phone with him, and then he said, yo man, just go ahead and do this, do that, and then he hung up the phone like he was like pissed at me. And I was just like, it was like so disrespectful. I was just like, are you fucking kidding me? That like I got back into the car and then I went to the spot, which was an apartment that we were running the weed out of. He locked the door, so I decided I kicked down the door with like maybe 12, 15 kicks. I patted him down to see if he had the money, because I need the money for the gas because I'm homeless at this point. Like I literally have zero money, and I'm trying to work for him. I'm trying to get some money, and he only gave me like $70 so far, and it's been like maybe like a week in, and it's just like I need money like right now. So I patted him down, and he was like, what the fuck you're doing this and that? And then he ran outside. So I went into his room, and then he had like a drawer, and it was filled with money. And I grabbed all the money and I put it in my pocket, and then I ran out and I yelled something at him because he was in front of the apartment calling his friend Moth. Moth is like a head honcho in Barstow. While I'm running to my car, I yell at him. I yell at him, you think that you're gonna play your older brother? And then I took out some tape and I taped it around his BMW car, and then I got into my car and I fled for Los Angeles. And then I got out the gate of the apartment. I was on the freeway and I kept hearing on the bottom of my car, so I stupidly pulled over to see if I can pull. It was like this big piece of plastic on the bottom of my car that was fucked up. So I tried to pull it off and I couldn't pull it off, and I heard gunshots. Maybe like a mile away or something. And I didn't think anything of it because I'm thinking there's no way that they can know where the hell I'm going. Little did I know that I still had his phone that he gave to me on me, which he was tracking because it was an iPhone. So I'm literally under my car at this point trying to pull this thing up, and out of nowhere, here comes Edward and Moth pulled up on the side of my car, and Moth he ran at me and he tried to grab me, but at the same time I ran into my car and I slammed the door, I put it in drive and headed down the freeway, going as fast as I possibly could. And I think it was maybe like 134 miles per hour, and which I was surprised because Moth was in a S-Class Mercedes, like a newer one, and he could barely keep up, I was really, really shocked with. But I had it in sport mode, and I basically fled as fast as I possibly could, and I was like in the left side, not the right side where you pull off if you get like a flat tire or something. I was in the left side emergency lane, and my tire popped. You feel the entire car just dropped to one side, and I was on my rim, and I think it dropped me down to about 90 miles per hour or something like that. And I got out. I went down Cajon Pass. I passed a police officer, and he didn't do nothing. He sees two black cars just hauling ass out of Barstow, and I passed a police officer, and he he didn't want to involve himself, I guess, which I was cool with because I'm like, they got guns, you know, and they're literally fucking shooting. I remember like I had a pain in my chest, like it was like so surreal. It's like literally like my brother, like chasing me over $1,000, you know. So I get about maybe 30 minutes out, 30 minutes at like 90 miles per hour, so pretty far out. I get to a safe location, I get out, I take off the rim and I put on the spare tire. And then in the morning, I went to an auto body shop and I got like a brand new tire for my car. Recently, I messaged Edward and I said, hey man. And then it said scene, and I was like, hey Edward, and he said, I have nothing for you. So I said, I don't want anything, I want to pay you back. I just wanted to start out, I know it's not a lot, but like $100 a month to try to start paying back. And he said, you don't owe me anything and you can't come around. So I said, all right. Obviously, I completely understand. It just, the reason why it sucks is because my father, which is Edward's father's brothers, my uncles, they don't get along. They don't talk at all. And my mom had the foresight to every time that we would argue to basically say like, hey, don't end up like your father and his brothers. And now we're in that exact situation. That's like super unfortunate. It's like Edward doesn't want anything to do with me. The oldest brother, Richard, my brother, he doesn't want to do anything to He doesn't want anything to do with me because of the whole Logan Paul, me going to Logan Paul's house and getting arrested. The older brother, but not the oldest brother, Junior, he dipped out to Las Vegas and we haven't heard of him since. And now the youngest brother, Edward, is just like he's done reasonably. That sucks, man. It sucks because it's like I can't even talk to my mom and dad either because they don't want anything to do with me because of the Logan Paul thing. The only reason why the Logan Paul thing happened is because I was on a fuck ton of medication. Like I wouldn't do that. So it's like I wouldn't do that sober. And I say sober because medications is drugs. This is like, I'm saying like clear of mind because I've never had medication in my entire life. All my life I've been healthy. Like I've never needed medication ever. And out of nowhere they just decided, put me on medication. And then I got arrested at Logan Paul's house and I got arrested at Paramount. And it's just like now it's like I'm alone. Let me make it straight that I wasn't trying to pay back Edward to be like, oh yeah, let me be in your life again, let's be buddies again and shit like that. It was that I was trying to at least just give the effort because I owed him, because I robbed him, and I didn't want to die on my grave without trying to just give a simple like effort. Like it's like I could keep pestering him, I could call him until he blocks me, but that's just not gonna work. And it's just like, I just tried. The thing is like, I just tried to at least just pay him back so we can come to a thing where it's just like we're even and then we go our separate ways, but that's not gonna happen. So this sucks, but I mean, being honest, it's just like going forward, it's just like, I literally just have to kind of forget them, and it's just like I literally just have to focus on myself, because honestly it's just like, screw friends, man. Screw like the cliche thing of like, oh, where were my friends when I was down? It's just like, where the fuck was my family when I was literally eating out of trash cans to survive? It's like, where was my family when I was having to sleep in front of the courthouse waiting for my court date? Like, where were they? It's like, I see that. Like, oh, as if my parents are fucking busy or something. It's like, my dad's a construction worker. He works seasonally. He literally didn't have work at the time. It's like, my mom hasn't had a job, I don't think, ever. It's like, my older brother, I don't think even he was working. Edward's just like, he makes his own hours. Where were they? I don't care about Paul. He could be dead right now. It's like, I don't even care. And that was even before anything happened. So it's just like, it's like, I wanted to show you guys, I wanted to tell you the story of exactly what happened and how I fucked up. But it's just like, at that point, I wanted to tell you guys, I wanted to show you guys everything. You know, that it's just like, I fucked up, but they fucked up too, you know? So it's just like, now it's just like, it's a good thing that I literally don't have anybody in my life, because I can work on myself now. It's just like, I haven't been able to work. Guys, I'm actually gonna be able to take vacation for the first time in my life at my jobs. It's just like, call them ahead way too early, like fucking a few months ahead. But it's like, I called them and because it's two different jobs I gotta manage. So it's like, I calling them like months ahead to like remind them upcoming to like, hey guys, I want to take 2 weeks off because I put more than a year in to. So it's just like, with those 2 weeks, I'm gonna be able to kind of sleep in for a little bit, because I only get like 4 hours of sleep a night. So it's just like, going forward, that sucks, and it's gonna continue to suck. But it's like, that's done, it's over. I made the effort. Once I was ready, once I had a little bit of money to be able to pay him back, he says, fuck you, I don't want you in my life, basically. So it's just like, all right, I'm gonna go my separate way. I'm gonna continue living out here in Los Angeles. I'm gonna have fun, and I'm basically going to really kind of fix myself a little bit. Because it's like, I mean, honestly, all the shit that I've like been through, it's just like, I really should be dead. It's like, I really should either be on hardcore drugs, because living out there on the street, it's like, you find people and it's super easy to obtain methamphetamine or cocaine or black tar, heroin. I really should be on drugs. I should be dead somewhere in a gutter, but I'm not. So it's just like, it kind of sucks that I still gotta continue to live. But it is what it is.